heart of Brooklyn, in the mid-1990s, there was a mob boss named Vito, Whiskers, Moretti. He earned his nickname not from some ferocious street name but from his love of cats. Vito was a classic wise guy, sharp suits, slick hair, and a smile that could charm a grandmother or a hitman. But behind the tough exterior, he had a soft spot for felines. It all started when Vito was just a kid. His grandmother, Nonna Rosa, raised him in her small apartment above a corner deli. Nonna Rosa had a calico cat named Bella who followed young Vito everywhere. Bella was his first friend, his confidant, and his protector. The two were inseparable, and when Bella passed away, Vito was heartbroken. He swore then that he'd always keep cats in his life. As Vito grew older, he moved up in the ranks of the Moretti crime family. His skills at negotiation and his unflinching resolve made him a natural leader. By the time he was 35, he was running the entire Brooklyn operation. Despite his ruthless reputation, those who knew him best understood his affection for cats. He had a spacious penthouse, and one entire room was dedicated to his feline companions, complete with climbing trees, scratching posts, and a giant cat condo. Vito had a special talent for rescuing cats in distress. His enforcers knew that if they found a stray, injured, or abandoned cat, they had to bring it to the boss. It wasn't uncommon for his toughest henchmen to be seen cradling a kitten in their arms, delivering it to Vito's penthouse. The mob boss would take the time to feed them, care for them, and find them good homes. Sometimes, he'd keep the most challenging cases for himself. One evening, Vito was at his favorite Italian restaurant, La Dolce Vita, when he overheard a conversation about a cat-fighting ring in Queens. The idea of people abusing cats enraged him. He decided that something had to be done. The next day, he called his right-hand man, Tony, Big Hands, Russo, and told him to gather the crew. The following night, Vito and his men stormed the warehouse where the cat-fighting ring was held. It was a grim scene: cages, chains, and battered cats. Vito's men swiftly took down the guards and freed the cats, while Vito confronted the ringleader. The mob boss's anger was palpable, but he controlled it. Instead of violence, he made a deal with the ringleader: leave town and never return, or Vito would ensure he'd never harm another living thing again. The ringleader took the deal, and Vito's crew spent hours rounding up the cats, ensuring they got medical attention and good homes. The story of Vito's raid spread through the neighborhood, earning him the respect of the local community. People started calling him the Cat Father, and the nickname stuck. Despite his underworld connections, Vito's reputation as a protector of cats grew. He began hosting charity events to raise money for animal shelters and even opened a small cat sanctuary in Brooklyn, discreetly funded by his criminal enterprises. His sanctuary became a haven for lost and abandoned cats, and he spent time there every week, playing with the cats and making sure they had everything they needed. As the years passed, Vito's mob activities waned, and he focused more on his sanctuary and his cats. He continued to be a powerful figure in Brooklyn, but his legacy was no longer just about crime. it was about compassion and second chances. When Vito, Whiskers, Moretti passed away in 2010, his funeral was attended by both his mob family and the community he had helped. People shared stories of how he had rescued their cats, protected their neighborhoods, and brought a bit of light into their lives. The sanctuary he founded continued to thrive, a lasting testament to the mob boss who loved cats.